diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. Today I am here with kind of a twofer video. What I really want to do is to give you guys a goal update since it is sort of the beginning of February, as close to it on my schedule as I could get. Um, I wanted to kind of give you an update on now that I'm a month into 2022, where am I at on all of my goals? If you haven't seen my goals video, I will stick a link up there in the corner for that so that you guys can check it out. However, this is going to be a bunch of me talking and not a lot to watch other than my hands. So I thought I would go ahead and take the opportunity to get a little bit more done on the canvas that I was working on for my last whip and chat. So I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit, and then I'm going to just start talking. Okay, so I'm going to be working on this while I'm kind of talking to you guys about what updates that I have. So one of my biggest goals for 2022 is my 10,000 hours. Now, I'm not going to get 10,000 hours in a year. I know that. My goal this year is 1,500 hours. So far, I am 51 hours and 11 minutes into that goal. I finished my TSA canvas that I started, and I'm working on my Alice canvas for that event. And I am continuing to do kind of small ones like this in between. So 51 hours a month in is not bad. That's in a month times 10 months, that's only 500 hours. So, and my goal is 1,500. So yeah, I need to get on that. So definitely need to be more mindful that I need to put more hours in. So there's that. Then my Big 10, which was I wanted to do a canvas from each of kind of my Big 10 companies. And I still have one company in reserve that I have not decided what company that's going to be yet. And I am looking at a couple of new ones. I just saw a new one yesterday on Instagram. I can't remember the name of it, but I wrote it down so I could look it up. I saw one called Got to Dot. So if anybody has ever ordered from them, let me know how you feel about them. And then I found one called Bella Safina that I had never heard of before. That I thought looked okay when I looked at their website. I haven't looked at it enough to know if there's anything on there I particularly want to order yet, but I'm still looking at that. So there's that. So I have the one TSA done. I finished my Treasure Studios art, which was the coral fish. If you haven't seen the finish of that, I'll link that up there. So I finished that in January, and I started the Alice canvas, which is from Diamond Art Club, which is another of one of my Big 10s that I'd picked. Now, I do intend to do another Diamond Art Club because I had a different canvas picked out to do from Diamond Art Club. I just ended up opening the Alice one first because the Alice in a Winter Wonderland event came around. So it was a good excuse to open that canvas and kind of get that one done. So there's that. And I will try to I'll put a picture up of the TSA so you can see what it looked like finished. And then I should have a picture somewhere of how far I am on my Alice. I do post pictures of that on my Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you can find me over there at Diamond Painting Anonymous on Instagram. And I do a lot more kind of in progress pics on Instagram just because it's more visual and it's quicker. So you can see stuff that I'm working on kind of more real time than you get in the videos. Because of course, I have to have time in between to actually diamond paint stuff. So if you follow me over on Instagram, you can see those pictures, but I'll stick a picture also over there of how far I am on Alice. I have reached the water line, so I figure I'm about halfway done with that one. So I have 14 days to finish that one up, and I'm going to be starting another Big 10 canvas. So I feel like I'm doing pretty good on that goal. I wanted to do 3 events, and I had 2 picked out, the Chuck Along and drills and chills, and then I wasn't sure what the third one was going to be. And I left it kind of open-ended because I figured that there would be events that came along through the year that I would just be like, hey, I'm going to join in on this. And the Alice in a Winter Wonderland was one of those. So it was an excuse to kind of pull out that canvas and work on it and give me some incentive to get done. So that's what I'm doing. So that's where I am on events. One of my other goals was to uh, do 50 finishes in the year. Last year I did 60 some, like right at 60, I think, 61, somewhere in there. So 50, I wanted to try and do, even though I'm working on a lot of big canvases, I also am, intending to kind of continue doing these small canvases in between. So I'm hoping between those and my goal to get, more hours in actually diamond painting, that I will be able to do those 50 finishes. And hopefully most of those finishes, the big ones anyway, are going to come from my stash, because that's another goal, is to kind of slash my stash and get it down to a more manageable amount. I have I think I had 60 some, right at 60 in my stash when I started. And of course, the Alice one came out of my stash. The TSA came out of my stash. The one I'm hoping to start next is coming out of my stash. So, however, there is also the issue that as I buy more diamond paintings, I am adding to my stash. So, there's that. Excuse me one moment. I need a drink. Okay. So, in addition to my 50 finishes, I wanted to try 15 new to me diamond painting companies. So far, I only have one company on that list, and that is the Diamond Painting Shop. Um, she contacted me, and if you haven't seen the unboxing, I'll stick a link up there to that. Contacted me and very generously sent me a canvas that I'm going to be doing. So that is a new to me company that had the added bonus of, it was a gifted to me, so I don't have to blow my budget buying a painting that I certainly probably wouldn't have bought if I, at this point anyway, if I had had to pay for it myself. Not that I think her prices are bad or anything, just that I just am trying not to spend money right now. So, because, let me report on my budget. So, what I did for my budget was, for this year, because I spent so much money last year. And if you haven't checked out how much I spent last year, I link that video up there. I wanted to try and limit my budget this year. So I gave myself a budget of $1,200. That's $100 a month. And I figured, that would be plenty of money and plenty of canvases for the year. Now, I don't know whether I'll stick to that budget, but I'm trying. There's always the, chance that, especially as we get towards the end of the year, there are going to be some Black Friday sales I can't resist, or some other sales. There have already been, some sales for the Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year. There have been some sales, upcoming sales for Valentine's Day. So, if I see like a buy two, get one free kind of sale, I may not be able to resist. I actually saw one of those at Dreamer Designs, and I almost went out and looked, because a free canvas is nothing to sneeze at some of these prices. So, but I resisted. So, $1,200 is my budget for the year. And even though I ordered them last year, technically, I ordered 3 canvases from Craftably in their pre-order sale. So I won't get the canvases until March at least. It may be longer than that, given all of the shipping delays and everything that we're seeing now. So I'm not quite sure about that, but I went ahead and included them in my budget for this year, since I won't actually be receiving the canvases. So those 3 canvases are taken out of that budget. And then I have purchased a couple of things, and that is, I have purchased some additional baggies. I am trying to redo my storage. And if I can find a picture, I will put one on the screen of what my storage. Oh my gosh, you guys. If I can find a picture, I will put one on the screen of what my storage currently looks like. It's in just the photo boxes and then divided up with the DMCs and all of that. You guys have seen me when I dekit. But I want to put them in ideally two boxes, one for squares that will have my regular squares and AB squares, and one for rounds that will have my regular and AB rounds. And so I needed bigger boxes, and I have found boxes that I think will work, but they're ugly and they're kind of gold and reflective, and I want to change them. So I am currently exploring ways that I can kind of refinish the outside of them so that they look more like the photo boxes, because I do like the way the photo boxes look on the outside. So I just need something bigger. So I have ordered new storage bags because my current bags are they're 4 mil, but they're only 2 inches wide. They're 2 by 3. So I ordered some that were 2.5 by 3 inches, which doesn't sound like a huge change, and it isn't, but they are bigger. And 2.5 by 3 is the actual storage space. The bags that I buy, the little kind of top part is not included in their measurement. So just from where the seal is down is 2.5 by 3. So I can have my divider cards and everything kind of be the same size. I just need to make them wider. So they can be the same height. I'm going to make them wider. And I am also in the process of redoing my labels. I'm going to make one that I will share with you guys that you can use as a PDF to print out to use your own divider as your own divider labels for the DMC numbers if you're interested. I have to do it kind of differently on my software to make it so that I can have my machine cut them out. So I'm still working on those, but I did buy new bags. So I had that expense. And then instead of just using kind of cheap foam board as dividers, I wanted mine to be kind of more sturdy than that. And so I went out on Amazon, of course, and did some shopping and looking around, and I found these things that they're made for like drawers, either kitchen drawers or, clothing drawers or whatever. They look kind of like little fence posts, like a little picket fence, but they're plastic, so they're really rigid, and you can cut them to the lengths that you need. And I just thought that would be easier, better, nicer looking than kind of the cheap foam board. So I have that expense taken out of my budget as well. So currently, out of my $1,200 for the year, if I take out the 3 craftably canvases that I've purchased, I take out the 2 storage boxes that I purchased to see if they would work, and I'm gonna have to buy a third one because I messed up the first one with my attempts. I should have used a smaller box to practice on, but so those 2 boxes plus the 2 boxes of 4 mil bags that I bought that are the new size, and the plastic dividers that I bought, I am currently setting at $870.94. And there is another thing that I forgot to tell you that I purchased that I am going to share with you guys. And I'm just going to stick it in this video. I was going to make it its own unboxing video, but I think it makes more sense to just stick it in here since I'm talking about it anyway. So I had someone tell me when I was doing my storage comparison video, and if you haven't seen that, I'll stick a link up there, that they were surprised that I hadn't tried the Cottage Mill dot boxes. So of course, me being me, I had to go out and immediately check out the boxes, which I did. And some of this may be a repeat in the video. If it is, I'm sorry. But I found these boxes. They looked awesome, and it was actually cheaper for me to order them from Amazon. So that's what I did. And I'm going to let Past Me take it away. So this is a storage system that Jess mentioned. So a big thank you to her for mentioning it to me. and I thought I would try it and see what it was like. Now, I went to the actual website for this, and I will put a link in the description below to where I got this on Amazon. But when I went and looked on Amazon, Amazon actually had it for cheaper. Now, I don't know that that's always the case, but I went to their website and looked, and this exact same product was about $7 cheaper on Amazon. So, ta-da! It is the Cottage Mills storage system. So, this is a new kind of modular storage system, and it looked really cool. So I got the medium-sized box. So this is called the Craft Mills or Cottage Mills dot storage dot boxes. So they kind of look like fishing tackle, but as you can see, they have, beads, fishing flies, and coins. So, dots keep everything in their place, it says. So you get in this, you get the outer case itself, you get 12 of the small boxes, 22 of the medium boxes, 6 of the medium long, which is 2 of the mediums hooked together, 8 large boxes, 3 large longs, which is 2 of the 8s hooked together. You get 3 of those, and then 1 extra large box, which is the large size, but in a 4 configuration. And the reason I wanted to try this was because this seems like the Elizabeth Ward modular system, and that just seemed really cool. So they each have these little divots in the top, and that keeps them in place when you close it. So let's look at these, because I'm curious to see how much each of these holds. Oh, and they slide together. So that's cool. So here's 3 of the smalls, and they are pretty darn small. I'll give them that. And where do they open? They have a little lid there. Okay. So they've got a little slide thing here and then a slide thing on the side so that you can kind of hook them together and configure them. I'm really curious to see how many drills this holds. So let me grab some drills from another kit that I have sitting here handy, if I can get them out, and see how many they hold. So doesn't look like a lot, so I'm not going to say that I think these would be very good, the small ones, unless you're doing like maybe a partial diamond painting. So I don't think the small boxes are going to be what I use. However, you can buy all kinds of different configurations. Once you get I bought this one because it came with all of these pieces included, but you can buy all of these little containers individually. So it does have some drills in there, but not very many. It's only about half full, but not the easiest to put in this teeny tiny container, but it does hold drills. So, it would work. So you get how many of those? Did it say 12? 12 of the small boxes. So I probably won't buy any more of the small ones just because I don't see these being particularly useful for me personally. I mean, I could see why they would be useful for some people. And also, because of the configuration, they go around this corner where you've got the attachments. So that's something to think about, because how would I fill this up? I guess you could fill it up with these little bottles on the side. So this is, I'm going to guess, the medium one. And it's got a little hinge on the front that pops open. Now, it doesn't seem very deep. How many drills does this hold? I'm going to try. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm spilling these everywhere because of course I am. Okay. I'm just going to leave those off to the side. So it holds, and actually it would hold quite a bit more, but that concerns me because, only 2/3 of this is actual drills. If you fill it much further than that, it's going to spill everywhere. So I don't know that these mediums are necessarily what I'm looking for either. These to me kind of would be, they probably hold less, I would think, than the Elizabeth Ward smallest ones, in my opinion. But you get, what did it say, 8 of these? No, 22 of these medium boxes. Ooh, yikes. So that's all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 16. Oh, not all of them are the mediums. Okay. So that's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So those are all the mediums. This row, and then this here, they're stacked 2 deep, and then these 2 right here. And then we get the large boxes, which are, I get 8 of these. So 8 across, okay. These look to be pretty similar to my favorite storage ones. Look like they're going to hold a lot. Let's see if I can do this without spilling them everywhere. Let me pour the rest of these in. Okay, so pretty equivalent. They might hold a bit more, but again, you're going to lose some of that to the top lid. So you couldn't fill these all the way necessarily the way that you could these, because the lids on these are just, you know, a thin piece. These are going to be more than that, but that's okay. So you get 8 of those. I like the large boxes. I find those useful. And again, this is a modular system, so you can order, you know, the pieces that you need. So in looking at this, I already can tell I really probably won't use the small boxes at all. The medium boxes, I can't see myself using those much at all either. Maybe if I, you know, have some drills where I don't have very many, then possibly. The large ones, however, those I think will be useful. So I got 8 of those. And then I get, how many of these medium longs? I get 6 of these medium longs. So 2, 4, 6 right here. And let me open these. Now, they're double the size, so is it going to hold double these drills? Let me put this in the tray before I spill these everywhere. And see how many I can get in here. Okay, so that size I can see being useful. Although to me, why would I want it to be twice this size and only half the depth when I could just use one of these and store the same amount of drills? So that's something to think about. And then, so you got to be careful when you open these because then it will dump everywhere. So that was the medium longs. And then you get 3 of the large long. So it is essentially double these. So I'm sure that's going to hold all of these drills and then some. So they are kind of getting in the lid a little bit. That's something to remember when I'm kitting up or down. That's something I didn't like about the Harbor Freight. Now, it's kind of hard to see because the drills move, but only about that much of it is getting taken up with all of these drills. So that's a nice storage size. I would bet these are equivalent to the, not the largest ones, but the next size down in Elizabeth Ward. So those would be useful. So you get 3 of those. And then the last one is this extra large one, which is essentially 4 of these large ones all put together. And I would bet that probably holds as much as the large Elizabeth Ward. So of these, definitely like the system. I like the little, you know, dots that kind of hold everything in place. So nothing's going to shift around inside really. I definitely would want to keep it only one layer because for me, even though when I close it, you know, the dots are going to kind of hold everything in place.
I just don't like having 2 layers of this. And see, I'm getting in here to fuss with them because they're not sitting straight the way that I want. So I don't like the smaller ones for that reason, but I like these. These are pretty much like these. So if I had a whole set of these, how many could I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 4, because I wouldn't be able to use these little cutout things. So 4 times 8 is 32 of these. Now they do have a larger box. I only bought the medium case, and I don't, you guys can't see it on the lid because it's on the back side and it probably doesn't show up very well. But they do have a large case that obviously would hold more. So I'm wondering if I went back and ordered the larger case. It's very intriguing. I'm going to have to use it first and see. But like I said, I can already tell that I don't like the smallest ones. Pretty sure I don't like the medium ones either. The medium longs are okay. They hold enough drills, but I just don't like the configuration. But the large and the extra large, I don't know if it's worth, I'd have to go back and price. I don't know if it's worth it to go back and get a large case and then, you know, kind of see, I'd have to see what's in the large case. I don't know what all comes in the large case, but definitely probably not interested if I'm going to end up with another, you know, 32 of these. I don't need a whole bunch of these, and I don't really need the other ones. However, I think I will use it to kit something up. I don't know what yet. Maybe just a smaller painting so I can try some of these out and see how they work, some of these smaller containers. But it is a cool system. I will give it that. I do like I said, it locks. And so everything, because these dots kind of hold everything in place, nothing is going to move around. Now, these 2 rows are not being held in place because it's 2 rows of things. But other than that, this is really cool. So a huge thank you to Jess for mentioning these so I could check them out. Don't know if they'll become my new favorite thing, but I'm definitely going to try them and see what I think. So those are my initial thoughts about it upon just kind of unboxing it. When I get around to kitting something up and I use it, I will, you guys will see it in that. And then after I use it, I will see how I like it and how it compares to all of my other storage. So there you go.
So that's the Cottage Mills box that I bought that I will be using at some point when I kit something up that I think that storage will work for. I don't know how many, I can't remember off the top of my head how many containers it will have, so how many colors I'll be able to get into it, but at some point I will use that so you'll see it again. Um, in the meantime, so that is also, that expense is taken out of my budget, so that's why I'm at the $870.94. So not all that great, honestly, at the beginning of February that I'm already down $300, but I did buy 3 canvases from Craftably. So really, and I ordered those in 2021. I just felt like I needed to include them in the 2022 budget because I won't get them until now. So, you know, I may change my mind later to give me that money back to spend, but for now, I'm going to leave it there and we'll just see how things go. So that's where that's at as far as the budget goes. So I want to keep myself busy working on these canvases that I already own, and again, trying to get that stash down. And I mentioned in my goals video, but I am planning to do a stash update every quarter. So once this quarter is finished and I've had some time to, you know, kind of work through some of the stuff in my stash, then I will do a report and kind of tell you guys where I'm at, what I've added, if anything, to the stash, what I've gotten rid of, what I've managed to do. because some of the stuff that was in my stash at the beginning of 2022 is going to be given away in random acts of kindness. So maybe that's a little bit cheating, but I knew that going in that I was going to be doing that with some of the things in my stash because I get the thrill of going shopping on Amazon for really cheap canvases. And then sometimes I keep them and do them myself, but sometimes by the time I get around to actually having the time to do them, I've decided, you know what, I have other things I want to spend my time on. I'm going to give this kit to someone who hopefully will enjoy it, do it, and, get the enjoyment out of it that I didn't. So, and again, I try to, for those of you in the US, international guys, again, shipping is nuts, so I apologize. But for most people in the US, I try to send a diamond painting kit. I don't always manage that, but I try. So if I have, extra kind of small kits like this laying around, a lot of times they will go into my random acts of kindness, as well as I have had Robin very generously sent me a big packet of goodies that included some diamond painting kits. And thank you so much for doing that, Robin. I have sent those out. As well as she included all kinds of things. She had kits and some pens and some washi tape and glue dots and cover minders and just a whole bunch of things. And a lot of that has already been sent out in various random acts of kindness. So a huge thank you to Robin for doing that. So anyway, my point of that was if you have received a kit and you have finished it, uh, either on my Facebook page or on my Facebook group, both of which you can find links for in the description below. Post a picture. Let me see what it looks like completed because a lot of these canvases, I've purchased because I think they look cool. I just don't necessarily have time to do all of them. And so, but I would love to see what they look like finished. So, please share with the class. Just post a picture and you can, tag me in it or just post it on the group. I do look. I don't post a lot on Facebook. I'm trying to be better about that, but also, if you guys who are in the group, if you want to join the group or are following the page, let me know what you guys want to see. If I'm doing things, that you like, let me know. If I'm doing things you don't like, let me know that too. Because I would love to connect more with you guys. So, oh, and also if you're in the group or the page, feel free to post questions, comments, share what you're working on, any of that stuff. I'm always interested in what people are doing. So, share that. Okay. Uh, oh, I think I forgot to share. So I shared, let's see, my goals, my 10,000 hours, my 51 hours, 11 minutes so far. I need to get on that. My Big 10, I've got one TSA done. I'm working on the Alice, and I'm going to be kitting up here soon a third company, so keep an eye out for that. Events so far, I wasn't planning on one until March, but I am doing the Alice one right now, so we'll see how many I get, after or before the chuck along comes along. And then in between the chuck along and drills and chills, I've got lots of stuff I could probably be doing. One new to me diamond painting company, diamond painting shop so far, my budget report. And then I have my goal was 50 finishes. I told you that I have finished my TSA and I'm working on the Alice. I have finished some other little ones here and there, like my hedgehog, my bird, that kind of thing. So far in 2022 for January, I have 6 canvases completed. So I feel like I'm doing pretty good. That should get me to my 50 finishes, I hope. Like I said, I know that some of them are going to be kind of these small ones interspersed with the larger ones because, of course, the larger ones just take longer to work on. But now that I know I'm not really on track for my 1,500 hours, I need to get on that. So I definitely need to spend a little more time each day diamond painting. And I will say, I am kind of cheating a little bit. I am working on pretty much all round canvases. My TSA was square, but Alice is round. My next one that I'm going to be doing, that I'm going to be kitting up, is also going to be a round. And um, those tend to go faster than squares. So I'm going to be, cheating a little bit because I'm going to be working on rounds rather than squares. But they are all coming out of my stash, so it's all good. I am still working on rulers and what I want to present to you guys as far as that tool goes. So I am still working on it, those of you that were interested. I am going to be going back to information on acrylic versus resin drills and kind of some things I found out with the help of some subscribers since then. So a huge thank you to Tammy. She did some experiments and shared her information with me. So that will be ongoing, that I will share at some point. So, I've got things coming. Keep your eyes peeled. And I think that is all I wanted to cover. So I got some progress made here, so that's good. And it gave you guys something to watch while I blathered. So that is my report. And again, I will kind of put a rundown on screen, if I can make one, of all of the goals: the 10,000 hours, the Big 10, the events, the 50 finishes, the new diamond painting companies, and then my budget report. So that's where I'm at for my 2022 goals. If you're following along with me and doing your own goals through the year, I hope that you are meeting and or exceeding them. It's tough, but I wanted to do something that I could be measured, and I wanted to share it with you guys so that you could help hold me accountable. So that's it for this video, guys. Keep your eyes out. My next video hopefully will be me kitting up the next Big 10 canvas, so keep your eyes out for that. As always, guys, if you like this video, before you leave, don't forget to do all the things. Give it a thumbs up. That helps me get my videos shown to more people. Hit that subscribe button. That lets other people in the diamond painting community know that you think my channel is worth watching. And hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.